Tradition lives here. Okanagan Sun Football with Ryan Waters.
The Okanagan Sun will have a new broadcast team this season. Ben Macauley will join myself in the broadcast booth this year as the color commentator, as we bring you all 10 regular season games and all playoff games as the Suns celebrate their 30th anniversary. Ben will bring some outstanding football knowledge to our broadcast as we find out a little bit more about Ben Macauley.
I've been in Kelowna for almost 4 years now. Moved from Saskatchewan most recently. Grew up in California, but I consider North America my home. A little bit from all over the place. And I grew up, was born in Regina, Saskatchewan, and grew up watching the Rams play prairie football, and moved down to the States and got involved in football myself and played high school football as well as a little bit of college there. Injuries cut short my career. Went back to Saskatchewan, and injuries kept creeping up and kept me out of the game for good. So made the switch to coaching, which just took me back to the U.S. to coach, and ultimately to Kelowna to coach high school football, where I coach currently at KSS as the offensive coordinator. This will be my 4th year with KSS this fall. Other than that, I'm working at Kelowna Secondary as a CEA, special education.
You talk about being from Regina. When did you know you loved football? I mean, being from the prairies, you get a lot of hockey. Obviously, junior football is very big in Saskatchewan, and of course the Rough Riders rule everything in Saskatchewan. But just talk about when you kind of developed the love for football.
Well, as far back as I can remember, as far as my mom says, I wanted to be a football as a child. When I figured out that I couldn't be a football, I decided that maybe I should just be a football player. I think probably 7 or 8 years old, always seen with a football in my hand, and loved talking about it, loved watching it with my dad. I was born into a Bears family, ironically, in Saskatchewan, and we also went to lots of Riders games and Rams games, and it was really a culture at home. With 5 boys in my family, hockey wasn't really an option financially, so we could always get out there and hit each other with nothing else but a football. So my next door neighbor down the street from me, Ryan Getzlaff, his brother Chris Getzlaff, obviously both very successful athletes. Ryan went the hockey route, and Chris went the football route, and that's kind of the way it is in Regina. We went the football route as well, all 5 of us. So
you know about the Regina Rams, you know about junior football, you know about the Okanagan Sun. You've been here for 4 years. Have you had an experience with the Okanagan Sun?
When I must have been 5, 6 years old, went downtown to the mall in Regina. We don't have a lot of those there. There's a theater there. There's a theater there, and I remember seeing a bus pull up, and this group of giants get out of the bus, and they're all wearing the same jacket, and they're heading in to see a movie, and they turned around and I saw the Okanagan Sun symbol on the back of the jacket, the Letterman jackets, and from that point on I was kind of like, whoa, these are big guys, these are some serious football players. And so my dad explained a little bit and took me out to watch the Okanagan Sun play against the Rams, which was a pretty good rivalry for quite a while. So
how'd we do?
You know what? I can't even remember. I remember my dad teaching me how to yell to tell the other team to go home. So
which was the Sun? Which
was the Sun. And you know what? Being a kid in Saskatchewan, I wish they would have taken me with them. Minus 40 isn't the most pleasant winter. So, but that's just growing up, knowing the history of the Okanagan Sun, always being a powerhouse. I mean, 28 consecutive winning seasons. It's hard to argue with that. It's really an honor to be involved with them on any level.
Well, we're happy to have you part of the broadcast, and being from KSS, you're now seeing players move on from the KSS program into the Okanagan Sun program, which I think is very valuable for both organizations.
Well, as a young budding high school program, we're in our 6th or 7th year having high school football in Kelowna. It's great to see that development of our guys locally, and for a lot of guys, university was an option before to go play, but only if you had the grades, and only if the cards kind of lined up or you got the right hand dealt to you. Now with the Okanagan Sun and UBCO, it gives the players an option to go to university and stay home and play football and stay with your home roots and ties to your friends and family. It's also great to have the Okanagan Sun as a coaching staff with developing minor football here in Kelowna and making sure that these guys are learning the proper techniques, they're learning the right systems, and it helps the Sun, whereas they get the players they need from right in their own backyard. I think Coach McCall would agree with me when he says the local product is pretty good for the Sun as opposed to years past where it was guys from everywhere else. So I think really high school football is contributing to the Sun's success, and we kind of feed off each other.
Well, let's talk about now this partnership with you and I, the radio broadcast here. I mean, obviously, there was a radio broadcast for the Okanagan Sun. That's one of the reasons why you're now on board. But how different do you think it will be from coaching on the sidelines now to the radio booth to try to describe a play, to try to paint the picture, if you will?
Well, being able to emotionally detach, I think it'll be a bit more like watching TV for me. I know watching my own players play, I get pretty emotional. And with the amount of energy and time we put in every week to a game plan, to see it all unfold on a Friday night under the lights is really an emotional experience in the sense that you want your guys to succeed and you'll do whatever it takes to get them to that point. I think being able to watch from the booth is a bit more of a relaxing experience for me. Maybe take a different perspective of it. It'll be something definitely new to get used to, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's Ben Macauley, my new broadcast partner for 2010. Catch the 30th anniversary of the Okanagan Sun live on AM 1150 beginning July 24th in Kamloops. Until next time, I'm Ryan Waters.